بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. Last night we started the chapter Al-Assabat, or residue, and we mentioned there that residues, they are of two types. So we started with the first one to give detail about that. Al-Assabat as-Sababiya, Asaba by reason, and reason mean liberation or setting free a slave. Got it? So in this regard, we mentioned the first point, that Islam did not introduce slavery, nor it has encouraged slavery ever. I've turned off the fans. But this practice was going on in every single culture, and Islam was unable to drop it one-sided. And we mentioned there that before Islam, two types of slavery were going on. One was to enslave someone by force. Islam dropped it from day one. And the second one, to enslave the prisoners of war. Islam was unable to drop it one-sided, because if people were making bear captives as a slave, so what Islam has to do? The same thing. Yes? So that's why Islam adopted that under the doctrine of necessity, and adopted that, but still Islam did not give that is the only option to enslave the captives, but number one, to set them free for free. Number two, to set them free for ransom, or to set them free in exchange for their own prisoners, or to set them free in exchange for services. And then Islam, after that, he gave this option: if you want to enslave them, but you have to treat them as your children and as your family member. And that's why we said that one time, in all big cities, the authentic authority of Islamic knowledge, Quran and Sunnah and Fiqh, they were slaves. Only in Kufa was Ibrahim Nakha'i, rahimahullah. He was the only one who was Arab. Otherwise, all others like Abdullah ibn Mubarak, Hassan al-Basri, Layth ibn Sa'd, Ata ibn Abi Rabah, Qatada, Dhahhak and Mujahid, all of them, they were slaves. And they were Mufassirin and Muhaddiseen. Means that their master, the Sahaba, they never treated them as their slaves, but treated them as their family and their kids. And that's why they made them the proper ulama and scholars of Quran and Sunnah. And that's why we say that Islam spreaded, or the Islamic knowledge spreaded, because of slaves. Got it? And then Islam encouraged liberation and emancipation. For the said purpose, Islam said, who will emancipate a slave? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will set him free from hellfire. Number two, in this regard, Islam put certain ways to emancipate the slaves. Number one, for the sake of Allah. Number two, to make them a mukatab. Number three, to make them a mudabbar. Number four, to make her an ummul walad. And number five, to set them free in kafara. And there are four types of kafara. And another one, al-haddu sa'i. Yes, a common slave who is owned by two partners, and one partner liberated his part in his slavery. So then, if he is a rich one, he has to pay the remaining half to the other partner, so the slave may get free. Or if not, so then the slave has to make struggle and to find some money and to pay it to the remaining half the master, and to get into freedom. Got it? But when somebody has liberated his slave in one way or the other, and the slave passed away, he did not leave behind any heir or inheritor, but only his master, so he will take his whole property, because the slave, he owned the property because of the freedom the master has given to him. Yes? Or, if the master is passed already, so then the whole property will go to the male offspring of the master, but only to Abu Yusuf. If the father of the master is alive, he will take 1/6 and the remaining will go to his offspring, male offsprings. Yes? That we mentioned. And we mentioned there that this is a unanimous decision by all four school of thoughts. Yes, some Sahaba like Ibn Masud and Ibn Abbas and some Tabi'een, they have another point of view that they would be given after return to Zawil Furud and giving to Zawil Arham. But according to Jumhur, these Assabat, As-Sababiyya, they will inherit the property before return to Zawil Furud or before Zawil Arham even. Got it? So now, another point. If someone is owned by his own Zurrahim, Muhram, relatives, they are of three types. Number one, Zurrahim, Muhram. Zurrahim mean fetus relation. How we spell fetus? F-E-T-O-S? U-S. Fetus or womb relation, or any word you can use. Blood relation. This is Zurrahim. And Muhram, to whom the marriage of the other is prohibited. If one of them is considered as a female and one is male, so they cannot marry each other. Like two brothers, they are Zurrahim for each other, because if one of them is considered as a sister, so brother can marry his sister? No. Like uncle and nephew. Like uncle and nephew. If the uncle is considered as a female or other way around, so they cannot marry each other. So this type of relation is called what? Not only Zurrahim. Zurrahim Muhram. Say. Zurrahim Muhram. In Arabic you will write it like this. Then there is another relation, which is Zurrahim, but not Muhram. He is Zurrahim, but not Muhram. He has womb or blood relation, but their nikah or marriage to each other is not prohibited, like two cousins. Like two cousins, yes? First cousins. They are Zurrahim Muhram. They have blood relation, yes or not? But their nikah is not prohibited. Got it? Nikah is not prohibited, so it doesn't mean that that is recommended. There is case of permission and there is case of recommendation. And especially if someone is strange and it has come to know that they both have the same medical problem, so medically we will give fatwa that their nikah to each other is also haram. They may not cause trouble to their kids. Yes, because this one, the male person, he is an Indian, for example. He has the same deficiency as the lady from Afghanistan. So their nikah to each other is also haram. And the medical field expert, they said that their children, they will have a double, that's multiplied. That problem got multiplied. So they will be crippled. So then, if they will ask us, so we will say their nikah is haram. Got it? Because that is expert opinion. That's called what? Expert opinion. And certain fatwas are given on expert opinions. Got it or not? So now if the medical field says that cousins marriage, it creates problems. So then we have, if you want to, so just have a test. Yes? What? And that's very easy test, not that big deal. Yes, I have been told by doctors, very easy test. Yes, they have it, and if that is a little bit deficiency, so then they inject some medicine and that deficiency is gone. Got it or not it? Even in Pakistan now the people, they do that. If they want to marry in cousin, so they have the test and then the treatment and go ahead. Got it?
They disable their haram.
Huh? Yes. And in a hadith, that hadith are saying of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Either a hadith or a saying of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud that who will marry his nearest kith and kin yakunul waladu dha'ilan. So he said yakunul waladu, say Hafizab, dha'ilan bidwad. yakunul waladu dha'ilan. The child will have deficiency. Dha'il means deficiency. Ya subhanallah.
In our country, like 80% people marry.
Because their immune system is very strong. Yes, that is the case. In our country, people are drinking dirty water. Nothing happened to them. But here in America, if you will go and drink from the faucet, so you will have the loose motion. Depends. Yes or not? What do you think? Why? Say why it is happening here and not there.
We have weak immune.
Yes. There the immune system is very... And today I was reading a medical article. Yes. That this is very wrong, that people do not allow their children to play in sand and dirt and dust. Yes. Even in wet mud. In wet mud. Said that this is very wrong. Because it strengthens the immune system of small children. So just let them to go into the keychad, what they call? Keychad, dirt and dust and all these type of things. You should think about that. And also officer. Yes, sometimes put her on them. Yes. Naked ground. In dirt. And put dirt on her. That's what I do to Lena and Shema. I bring them out to my garden. I say, just go. I am watering the garden. And they are. Huh? Off. Number 3. That relative which is muhram but not zurahim. Nikah to that one is haram and prohibited. But he or she does not have any blood relation, like fostering sister or fostering mother. Yes? A mother who suckled a baby, so she became a mother, and the strange baby has become son or daughter. Now, their nikah to each other is forbidden and prohibited, even though they do not have any blood relation. Got it? So in a hadith, Prophet ﷺ said, and you should write the hadith, this is the base. Man malaka. Man malaka ذا رحم محرم عتق عليه. Whosoever owned a relative who has these two qualities, number one, blood relation, number two, prohibition. So, عتق عليه, right at the moment the slave gets into freedom. If one brother was free, another one was slave. So the free one, he bought his brother from his master. He bought his brother from his... So the moment the contract is completed, so at the same moment automatically the brother became free. Got it? Yes, it doesn't need for a brother to say, oh, I set you free. You don't need it. Yes, he became free right at the moment you bought him. That's what the hadith means. Got it? So now, here, referring to our case of inheritance, you wrote this hadith? Yes. If there were 3 daughters and their father was a slave, their father was a slave. So 2 of them, just do it like this. Zaid was the father, and for daughters, we will use the word the older daughter, the medium daughter, and the small daughter, or the minor one. Yes? There are 3. So the older and the small one, the older one and the small one, they bought their father for $500. They bought their father who was a slave for how much? For $500. Which one and which one? Yes, not the medium. Medium did not share. So they bought their father for $500. The older one paid $300 and the small one paid $200. So their ratio of payment is 3:2. Yes? Their ratio of payment is what? 3:2. And then that father passed away and he left behind some property. Now these 3 are the sharers and inheritor of that father as well. But the older one and the small one, they are Assabat as well. They are what? Assabat Sababiya, and this is according to Jumhur. Assabat Sababiya. So now from the very beginning, if daughters are more than 1, so how much will be their share? 2/3. So what is the denominator? 3. So they will take altogether how much? All 3? Say 2. Got it? But they are 3 in number and their share is 2. So there is a fraction. So 1, 2, 3 multiplied. Got it? Now this 2 which they have taken all together, multiplied by what? 3 is 6. So everyone will take 2 share. Yes? Now 1/3, which is 3 here, that still remain. It will go to the older one and to the small one as what? What type of asaba? Sababiya, because they bought this father. Yes? But their ratio of purchase was 3:2. This one paid $300. She paid $200. Their ratio of payment was 3:2. So 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Got it? Got it or not it? Got it. So first of all, 10. How much altogether? 30. So how much remain there? 15. So how much they will take? 3 to 2?
10 and 5.
10 and 5, huh?
The oldest will take 10 and the smallest will take 5.
Huh? The ratio of 3 to 5. So just, yes, so every share is 3. She will take 9 and she will take 6. You are not that much okay in what? In math. So 10 plus 6 is equal to 16, and 10 plus 9? 19. So the medium one will take 10, she is sharer only. And the other two, they will take 10 shares out of 45 as sharer. But the remaining as residue because their father was a slave and they both bought it, or bought him. But their payment was 3 to 2. Got it? So, on their proportion, they will share the remaining property. She will take 9 and she will take 6. So this one will take altogether 19 and that was 16, and the medium one was sallallahu ta'ala ala khairi khalq. Done or not? Today you all laughed. You were the lazy. What happened? الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. So today we will start with Al-Assabat Annasabiya. Are residues by lineage or blood. This type of residues are of 3 types, or 3 kinds. Number 1, Al-Asaba binafsihi, residue by himself. Al-Asaba binafsihi, residue by himself. Every male relative of the deceased who is not related to him through a female they are related to the deceased by one of the following 4 relationships. And they will inherit in the same order and sequence. A, descendant relationship. This includes his son, grandson, and on down. And on down means great-grandson and great-great-great, if there is one. Which is practically not possible. Yes, people cannot stand still for that long to have their great-great-great-grandson, 5th generation. Sometime it happens. Yes. What do you think about Hafsat? He will have it. What about you?
He will be alive that longer.
Number 2, or B. Ascendant's relationship. Like father, grandfather and on up. In descendant that was on down. Here is on up. Great grandfather or great great grandfather. Number 3. Brotherly relation. This includes the descendants of the deceased father. This includes the descendants of whom?
Of the deceased father.
Of the deceased father. So full brother and sisters and half brother and sister paternal. Yes or not?
Yes.
So as we are talking about al-asaba bi nafsihi, so the descendants, this will be only brother and full brother and half brother. Because full sister and half sister, that is another category of residue which is coming. Yes? So we use the descendants of father only to include the full brother and the half brother. Yes? Number RD, uncle relationship. Which means the descendants of the grandfather of the deceased. Yes. Like paternal full uncle and paternal half uncle. Note, the son, grandson and on down of the aforesaid category C and D. Category?
C and D.
Not C and G. Category? C and D. And the uncles of category A and B and the descendants of these uncles are also considered as residues. This is note number 1. Note number 2. If there exists more than one category of residues, then their priority will be as follows. Number one, by type of relationship. So this will be tomorrow. I have not completed it yet. So tomorrow, inshallah. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. You will be here or not?
Sure.
No, going to pick up.